Hi readers, it's Les. The show is starting in a second, but I just wanted to do a little housekeeping. First of all, thank you for checking out the podcast. I hope you enjoy it. If you want to be a part of our Facebook group, that is, it's called The Reality Reading Rainbow. I also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com, The Reality Reading Rainbow. And, hey, if you got a couple of spare bucks, great, because, books do cost money. But if you don't, hey, that's fine too, because I'd rather have your listens, because your presence is my present. Also, I am always open to book recommendations. So if you have a book that you would like me to read, send the recommendation to the Reality Reading Rainbow at gmail.com. Or you can also make the recommendation on the Facebook page at The Reality Reading Rainbow, and I will read it. And now, on with the show. Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of The Reality Reading Rainbow, where I talk about books written by reality stars. I also do interviews, and I am Les Kirkendall-Barrett, your host. And so I'm sure you all are sick of me talking about Clubhouse, because for the past couple of months, I have been talking nonstop about Clubhouse. I have been having guests on from the cool people I meet on Clubhouse. And you know what? I am not done, because today I have another guest. Clubhouse is just blowing my mind, because I just keep on meeting cool person after cool person after cool person. And this is the one of the cool people who I have met over the past couple of months. So welcome my new friend and the new friend of the podcast, Stephanie from the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey, Stephanie.
I'm so excited. I love being in a Clubhouse room where here, hey, this is Les. I'm like, oh, we going to get something. Hey, this is Les. I'm like, oh, here comes some gems. Hold on to your butts.
Now, question before we start, can you tell us about your podcast?
I can. So I host a Mocha Minute Podcast. It's a weekly topical podcast where I talk about current events, reality TV. I actually talk scripted and non-scripted, sports, politics adjacent. Now that, 45 is gone, I could be more free with my politics, because it just became very emotionally draining. But I do it each week with a different guest. It's always a different guest every week. And I literally call it the potpourri category of Black Jeopardy, where you literally have no idea what we're going to talk about, but you may, depending on like how the social medias and current events are flowing. I just like to have a nuanced conversation, because a lot of times it's like we don't add nuance in. It's kind of like, this looks fishy, but why does it look fishy to you?
Right.
Why does it look fishy? I'm like, I can give you reasons, but also I love having the perspective of my guests. And y'all, just let you know, Les is coming on the show.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I was like, yes, I need Clubhouse pastors. Don't make us start a Clubhouse club. It's gonna be called the Clubhouse Pastors. They're like, why y'all got look? Because we be preaching, okay?
And we met on Club Bravo.
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know and who are new to the podcast, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But secondly, on Clubhouse, there is a room, a club called Club Bravo. And it is, first of all, the biggest room. It's the biggest Bravo room on the platform. And it's run by these really, these nice guys named Dave Quinn and Jim. I think it's Jim Nickerson.
I think, yeah.
And these two guys are like, they're just great. They're two great guys.
Yeah.
And they've created this environment where you can go on there and you can speak your mind and you can speak freely without repercussions.
Correct. I have to agree with that. It's funny. I was in one of the smaller rooms within Club Bravo. I think they were talking about best housewife songs. And so I pulled up this article and I was like, oh yeah, I found this article, didn't realize. And then Dave started talking about, yeah, I wrote this article for people. I went, Dave, that's so funny. I pulled up your article and I didn't even look at the byline. I just pulled up the article.
How funny.
Like,
how funny.
That's so meta.
and so, but it's really cool because not only do they make it an open forum, sometimes a housewife will pop in to plead her case or to say hello.
Yes, y'all have not lived until y'all had Jennifer Aiden in a room and she did not mute. And she's like, Jose, come here. I was like, wait, what is going on here? We can
right.
Or Jill getting lost in her house and Allie has to find her.
And sometimes it's swayed my opinion on a housewife.
Right.
There have been a few that I didn't like, who I like now after not only hearing them on Clubhouse, getting a chance myself to talk to them on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And what I like the most about the room is, as a podcaster of color, I have made it my mission after the bullshit that has been going on Bravo. I have made it my mission to speak up and call, as Iyanla would say, call a thing a thing. And in that room, you can call a thing a thing.
Yeah.
And this is the first room that or actually not only a room, this is one of the first groups in general where I've been to where you can call a thing and the two men running the room will back you up or let you speak your piece.
Correct. Is no one sending you to the gulag, as the kids say on the Clubhouse. No one's sending. It's just kind of like, even if they don't agree, even if they're like, that might seem harsher tone, they're like, thank you for sharing. Because I think we are in this world where there are a lot of white people who are used to sugarcoating, and here it's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit for you. I'm going to just give it to you straight. It's like, I can't. It's like, I can't be nice to you anymore because y'all not nice to us. It's like, I can't bend myself up.
Right. And so it's been really cool because I have been meeting other Black podcasts. It's ironic that after wanting to meet other Black podcasters that talk about reality television, I've been meeting more Black podcasters in that room that I have like the whole time I've been doing this. Isn't
that crazy though? You'll be like, wait, you're a podcaster too? Oh, my tribe.
Right. And so lately, we all know Bravo has been very problematic. I thought things were dying down until last night, until the Real Housewives of Dallas, or actually last night / today and yesterday on Twitter. The Cameron Westcott and her Hobbit husband, which I apologize to Hobbits. Please, Hobbits, don't cancel me.
Come on, talk about Bilbo Baggins. Go
on. Right. Cameron Westcott has been showing her racist ass. And I'm just going to, like I said, I'm calling a thing a thing. I'm not backing down.
Absolutely.
If you're listening to this podcast and if you don't like me talking about Cameron Westcott, I love you, but you can keep moving. You can keep it moving.
No, we can't sugarcoat it anymore. It's like it's enough. Wait, hold on. Taylor Armstrong. Enough.
Right. So what happened? So if you're not familiar with what's going on right now, so a couple of nights ago was the season finale, or the last part of the reunion special for Real Housewives Dallas, and Tiffany and Cameron were getting into it because Tiffany was calling Cameron out on all of her microaggressions, which during this season, I was disgusted because they all had microaggressions to Tiffany, to their only Asian cast member.
Thank you. I'm glad I wasn't the only person. I'm like, I love how we're putting it on Cam. So are we going to talk about Stephanie or no?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's like, because one homegirl dipped her toe in that too. So It's like, wait, it's like Cameron is literally a trash box at this point, but Stephanie wasn't that far off.
Right. You know, trying to play broke down Elle Woods with her receipts, you know, and so the reunion happened. Mm-hmm. Tiffany stood her ground, which I loved that she did not back down. Mm-hmm. My favorite part, of course, was, you know, will you accept the apology? And she's like, no. And I'm not done.
Thank you. Because that, okay, was it just me? I noticed that Andy's like, she said to her, do you accept her apology? Do you forgive her? I'm like, wait a minute, why she got to give them instant forgiveness? For what? And it was like, I'm glad she finally said, no, I don't accept this. I'm like, thank you. Stop doing that.
Right. And especially like, no, I don't accept this, and I'm not done.
We're not finished.
Right.
Tiffany.
And so at the end of the reunion, you know, it was like a kumbaya moment.
Yeah.
Cameron said, I'm willing to learn, which, you know, if someone tells me that they're willing to learn and willing to make an effort, I will give you that. I will give you that chance. Because, hey, maybe I've seen people learn and make changes. So I'm willing to give you that shot. But she was apparently talking out of her ass because she and her Hobbit husband were tweeting up a storm, and racist tweets at that.
Right. Oh, so apparently her likes are even worse, allegedly, for Cam, which I'm like, see, this is why I don't follow her ass now. This is why I don't. And I'm sitting here, I didn't even know Court had a Twitter handle because I don't follow their asses.
Right.
So I'm like, this is just ridiculous at this point. It's like, why are y'all like this?
Right. And I don't follow them either. And the only reason I knew about it was because it was talked about on Club Bravo.
Correct. Same. Absolutely.
And so my question to you is, what's your opinion about this whole thing? See, and you can cuss. We've been cussing all this time. I love it. I'm like, see, I like coming to Les's house.
See, I call people See, I say my auntie's table when I talk about my podcast. I'll also call people's podcasts their houses. I'm like, when you come to auntie's table, y'all can do what y'all want. We can cuss. Just don't be phobic or have any isms with you.
Right.
Auntie will kick you right on out. So I like coming to Les's house because I can fucking cuss. So I said early on in Club Barbara, when we started talking about Dallas, I'm like, see, this is the thing. Leanne had been there for so long and she was a villain. She covered a lot of people. She covered up a lot of the bullshit that's in Dallas. And now that she is gone, you see it. It's like, okay, so Cam's not really all that great.
Right.
Brandy's not all that great. Stephanie's not all that great. Deandra... She had a good season. I believe. Okay. No. Yeah, I'm not doing this with Deandra because I got my bone to pick with her. I love her. And it's like, I understand the complexity of mother-daughter relationships. Totally get it. But girl, you need to be a better friend to Tiffany Moon. So this whole season was complete bullshit. That reunion was even bigger bullshit because I literally was watching. That's the thing. Cam Westcott represents the Bravo fandom. That is what they are. If you think about a very toxic Bravo fan, see a picture of Cam Westcott because that's how they act. That's how they act in Facebook groups. That's how they are on Twitter. They'll hop in sometimes Club Bravo and sometimes just on social media. But baby, if you want to see a good picture of a Bravo fan, you can see Cam Westcott because she represents that. Because when Cam showed her whole ass, she like, I hope Hewlett Packard sent her a fruit basket because my God, all that ink she fucking wasted to literally be stupid talking about the penal code. I'm like, ma'am, so that's talking about consumer food, not going to your friend's house and eating crickets. What are you talking about?
Right.
This is when you are a dumb hoe. You are a dumb hoe. Shut up.
Right.
I was like, I could not believe this. I'm like, I thought it was bad. Even last season, it was like somewhat bad, but it's like the way that like Leanne had just like resolved herself. She was like, I know this is probably my last season. And I could see why, because she was made the villain. And like to a certain extent, she was a good villain. But I'm just sitting here like, y'all, there are some terrible white people on this show.
Oh,
it wasn't just Leanne.
So Stephanie, I'm gonna quote you. Ooh. So this just in. Ooh. So on Insta.
Oh no.
So on Insta, they put the thing announcing the upcoming Bravo shows, right? Mm-hmm. And I put, and I quote, as a person of color, I'm not sure if I have any interest in watching a channel that doesn't speak up against racism. Real Housewives of Dallas was the winner of microaggressions against AAPI. Mm-hmm. And this person put under it, whatever, ma'am. I'm a sir, first of all, with laughing emojis. And you know what, Stephanie? I am going to quote you.
Please
here we go. So here we go. Whatever. You dumb hoe. How do you spell hoe? Do you spell it H-O or H-O-E?
H-O-E. That I feel like the E is like for effect.
So whatever. So
whatever, you are a dumb hoe. Shut up.
Whatever, you dumb hoe. Oh, and I'm going to put shut up. Shut up.
I love that we're choosing violence today because my God, they deserve
Post. It. Oh, it might go against guidelines. Okay, so go against. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take. So it says it may go up against guidelines. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take out the word dumb and see if it works. So, whatever you hoe, shut up. Boom. Posted. Posted.
Just call people dumb. It's like, girl, what the hell? I'm not going. No, I'm not doing this with you. And the bad part about it is, I love it's always somebody who wants to be racist behind a private account. I'm like, you know what? Come behind. Stop hiding behind your private account, you coward.
Right. So it didn't let me post dumb hoe, but it let me post hoe. So I'm wondering if I'm going to get blocked from the Bravo account. I just might. You know.
Boy. That's.
And if I do,
look to like block all the people of color because I'm like that seems counterproductive when you literally are not firing a whole slew of people that really should get the fuck on out of here. You're gonna block Black content creators. It's like y'all are dumb. Y'all don't know how to do this. That means this we know that article is full of shit. What y'all said last summer is full of shit. Y'all don't mean any of it. You think it looks cute. It was a moment, not a movement. You liars.
Right. Okay, so get this. Okay, so here's another thing I posted. So, hey, Bravo. Why aren't you holding Cameron responsible for her racist tweets? Maybe Black and Asian viewers should boycott you until you stop supporting racism. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see.
And the thing, but it's like it's like she's just awful. And the bad part about it is because people really do not like to watch a white woman getting corrected by an Asian woman. She's so, why do you keep correcting her? I'm like, y'all surely don't have a problem when Cameron was doing it to everybody else. Y'all thought she was just a know-it-all, but at the level of racism that it's like, how dare you, someone who is typically in a subservient role, correcting me? Who are you? I'm Dr. Tiffany Moon.
But listen to this thread now. Okay, so I put that, then someone else posted in response to my post.
What?
There's nothing racist about it.
Oh dear.
And Chinese people do eat dogs, chicken feet, and cause the Wuhan flu. Period. This is Bravo viewers, folks. Mm-hmm. This is response from Bravo viewers. And I responded back, the Wuhan flu. So glad you proved my point about racism in Bravo. Thank you.
Oh, so I think it was like a week or like a few weeks ago, Bronwyn had like a takeover of her Instagram. And it was actually behind the scenes was ran by Taria from What Else Is Going On. I got to put up a video. My God, people came out of the woodwork to be racist. They hate they hate Bronwyn so much, but you made it a point to come and literally be racist. And I'm sitting here like, but when we tell y'all there's racism in this fandom, y'all look at us like, well, not really. It's not really racism. No, it is. This is what happens when you let white people determine what is considered racist.
And so we have it here live, folks. You can say something racist and not have something happen. You can say dumb hoe, but that's a problem. Boom. I rest my case.
Chat, do you know how many friends have been put in Facebook jail because of that? And you just go, wait, he's racist towards me and you put me in Facebook jail for 30 days? Like,
right.
Wait, what? And like, it makes no sense. It's like,
right.
It's like, wait a minute, we can like literally anybody could like racist groups. You can write racist comments. If I put men are trash on Facebook, I get a thing like, okay, we're going to have to delete this. You know, it goes against community. I'm like, I literally am responding on a story about a woman being killed by a man, and you're telling me not to say men are trash. I'm like, what?
Right. Right.
It's just like the math does not math on that. It's kind of like y'all let them flourish because y'all think it's like, well, it's not. There's no racial slurs there.
Right.
See, this is what happens when y'all define racism.
So I love that we could do this in real time.
Clearly, because I'm like, of course they come out of the woodwork, and it's always a private account.
Yeah,
it's always one. There's like they create new Gmail emails, get private accounts, and then just be racist for. It's like literally, you don't have get you some business,
right?
Get you some business. Like you don't have nothing better else to do. Look. Do you want to come scrub my pots? Do you have a buff on your head that I can go scrub some pots? What do you do? Bang around my girl? Go for a walk. Take a nap. Go to sleep. You're crazy. See, that's the thing. You can throw out Bravo shit and it just applies. Go to sleep. You're crazy.
So I'm at the point now. So and don't get me wrong. I enjoy the community. And you mentioned this, there are a lot of toxic Facebook groups, a lot of toxic Facebook pages, but I've kind of pared things down. So I'm in a group. Actually, this whole podcast originated from are you familiar with Watch What Crappens?
Yeah.
So this podcast actually was a product of one of the Crappens groups, which I still belong to, which I'll tell you off podcast because I think you would like it, but I don't like to say the name on the podcast just because I don't want it to like
I understand
blow up. So I'll tell you though off podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm a member of that group, and that's pretty much it. I got rid of all of my other. And then I have a group for my podcast. For this podcast, I have a Facebook group. But other than that, I had to leave all Bravo Facebook groups.
Yeah. I think I'm still in the Bravo Junkies one, but I think I've turned off notifications. Like I have no idea. And I think I'm just going to end up leaving. A lot of groups on Facebook are just toxic. And I'm like, I have way too many intersections that I'm just like, I can't do this with y'all anymore. I just can't. I cannot keep seeing the transphobic, homophobic, racist, xenophobic, misogynistic shit. I'm like, girl, I just want to go on Facebook and laugh with my cousins about food. And we make fun of like a Facebook page that put cheese in a sweet potato pie. I'm like, that still lives in my head rent free. Like, first of all, why the fuck is there cheese in a sweet potato pie? You know it's bad when white people are like, why are you putting cheese in that? What is that? I'm offended. You should be, because it's your people.
Right. It's getting to the point where it's getting not so fun to watch. I remember watching this channel and it was fun. And I loved it.
Right. It's like you see, that's the thing. We can remember the heyday of this. We sound like Kyle Cook. It used to be fun. Summer's supposed to be fun. Bravo's supposed to be fun. But it's like when you are a Black person or any person of color, or any press group, you're just like, this is not fun for me anymore. I'm gonna watch Top Chef because then I don't have to focus on that. I'm like, I can't watch all this with y'all. But now it's like, if I have opinions about Bravo shows, I try to like keep it off the timeline or like social media. I just go in group chats. I'm like, I need to feel safe till I can talk about these things. Cause man, it's like you say anything against, Queen Stassi, and then all of a sudden people come out of nowhere. So first of all, girl, shut the hell up.
Right.
Well, I'm like, right. I'm not arguing with you. Click, block. What you doing? What you think?
I remember the good old days of go to sleep wig.
Hello. Hello.
What was another word? Go to sleep wig, and then go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Good night. We'll call you back. I said, baby, that Watch What Happens Live, hands down, top tier episode. I'm like, every time I watch it back, it's hilarious.
You're not a chef, you're a cook.
I remember that. Scary. I tell everybody, y'all gotta rewatch Scary Island because it's a wild rewatch because you're like, how come I never noticed it before? I'm like, oh my, you notice something different, but it's still like, huh? And then when she got on YouTube saying, let me explain Scary Island.
Right.
No, it's fine. Why we like they put me up to this. So did they tell you to call Bethany a dumb hoe? Or call her a hoe? Did they tell her to do that? Did they tell you to say you're a cook and not a chef? Did they put words in your mouth? As Heather B once said, she is I have lived. When I think about editing and reality TV, I always think about Heather B.
Right.
I'm showing my whole auntie age, y'all. I don't care. Hide your nephews. They had a reunion for like the first 4 or 5 Real Worlds, and Heather said at that reunion when they're talking about editing. Now, mind you, this was like late 90s, and she was just like, yeah, they can only do so much. They're going by what you did. Did you say that? Yes, you did. Did you do that? Yes, you did. It was like, that's fair, because I'm like, you can say things can be edited, yes, but they can't edit words into your mouth. They can't edit you to tweet something or do an Instagram story. It's like it can't just be, oh, it's the edit. I'm like, so who's editing your Instagram?
Right.
Who? Right. Tell me, because I'm like, whoever it is, they need to be fired.
Right.
Jen.
So it's and so it's like I'm going to keep on talking about Bravo shows. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep on watching Bravo shows that are not racist, but I'm getting to that point.
And I think that's fair, Les, quite frankly. It's kind of like, yo, it's not we weren't talking about it before because y'all got on our nerves about it. It's like, okay, so you want me to act like my black eyes don't see? These are my 2 eyes, and I'm telling you what I see. And what I see is racism and xenophobia, transphobia, homophobia. I'm like, baby, we see it, and we're tired of acting like we don't see it.
Right.
Like, what y'all want us to do? It's like, it's fun. It's like, this is fun in the old days, and I miss it. I'm like, that was always there. Because when they brought up season 2 of OC, I'm like, I don't think I was watching OC like that. So that whole thing with what Vicky said about the taxi driver, whoever the heck he was, I'm not repeating the phrase she used. I'm like, I don't even remember seeing this because I didn't watch it. I watched like maybe around season 3 or 4 is when I started. Like the first season of OC is like, don't watch that, y'all. It's not even beautiful gowns.
Right.
Don't do it. Just skip it. Right. New York, I will vouch for, but OC, nope.
Right. And and like I said, I will continue to watch this channel in hopes that they get their shit together.
Yeah.
And yes, I will admit I'm angry right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking out of anger. But at the same time, and I'm sure you feel the same, as a Black content creator for these shows, I think it's my duty to speak up.
That part. It's like there's no way we can't say anything. It's like, yeah, we're done being nice to you. We're done. And I've noticed that a lot of Black content creators, we speak about everything we don't see. There's no reason why y'all didn't have anybody from Family Karma on Watch What Happens Live. So when this show comes back, I hope y'all line them up, because I think someone said it's because of the pandemic. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it, because they were still doing the show. They didn't stop the show. So they could have did it. They just didn't do it. So, and then I think people blame, well, it's the first season. I'm like, yeah, so that's not an excuse either. That's not an excuse.
And here's the deal too. I'll go even one step further.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy Cohen, yes, he has issues.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy Cohen, I don't think he's a racist. I think he has things to learn. But
he's very obtuse.
But I don't think he's a malicious racist at all. I don't think that. But at the same time, there are other people behind the scenes other than him who make decisions too. You can't put the whole blame on him.
He can't, especially because he will remind you every damn time he no longer works for Bravo. He has he stopped being an employee. So he'll be like, well, I mean, it's not my network. I'm like, yeah, but you're still the face, boo. Why do you think they were talking to you for that Vulture article? You're an ex-employee, but you still do the reunions, which y'all need to get Imani Van Zant to do that reunion. It would be a lot more fair. And Homegirl would play, hold on now. Now we're not gonna move on until we settle this. So yeah, Imani Van Zant is my nominee.
And I agree with you. And the reason why I'm saying he's not racist is because, so for this podcast, I read books as well.
Mm-hmm.
I read Bevy Smith's book. Bevy Smith attributes him stepping in and intervening on her behalf.
Yeah.
That's what saved her career. He did single-handedly.
Yeah.
He loves Candy. Loves her. Loves her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying I don't think he's racist. I don't think he hates Black people. I don't think he hates people of color. I think he needs to be educated.
That part.
He needs to be educated, but then at the same time, it's not him at the end of the day making the decision. Like, I think he has a hand in the decision, but he's not the final decision maker. There are other people that need to be held responsible as well.
Right. And that's true, because it's like, it's not his decision. He's not casting these shows. He's not the production company, because a lot of the shows have different production companies. It's like, I know we talk a lot about Carlos King. Carlos King is gone. Oprah opened her purse, and now he's over at OWN. So, but it's like, it's so interesting. Like, we need Carlos King back. I'm like, I am sure he's not the only Black person with a production company. That's why Candy sent those emails. I'm like, we need more Black production companies,
right?
So we can get more faces like us behind the camera. So it's not up to Andy. It's like, I honestly don't think Andy's racist either, but I'm gonna use the same thinking I did for the 2016 election when people were voting for Trump. But then you people, I'm not racist. I mean, I'm not racist. There are people who are bold as shit about their racism, but not calling racism, just saying, I just enjoy my race and I just proud about my race. I'm like, girl, shut the hell up. You're boring, you're tacky, and you're late. I said, you know what? You're right. Everybody who voted for Trump isn't racist, but everybody that basically is excusing it. You're not racist, but you're okay with it.
Right. And I think he definitely needs to be taken to task. He needs to be taken to task for not calling people out but then there's a part of me too, and I don't know, there's a part of me too who's wondering if he doesn't know better. And there needs to be someone to call him on that and say, look, which is the higher ups. There needs to be someone to say, listen, you might not know this or you might not get this, but letting someone get away with doing something racist and just kind of putting it under the rug, you can't do that.
Yeah, because you just can't. Because I think if I was a serious listener, I'm pretty sure we would probably hear different things if we listened to the conversations he had on Sirius when he went to the Breakfast Club, which that's a whole nother story. But it's
what was it? Like, what happened?
So him on the Breakfast Club, they essentially, whole don't really do their research when they bring guests on, and to a certain extent they held his feet to the fire, but more it was like kind of just a throwaway conversation, because that's and I'm gonna find it. I can find a clip and I'll send it to you. But it's kind of like it's like on par for the Breakfast Club, and it was kind of like to see Andy Cohen on the Breakfast Club was just interesting, but not interesting at the exact same time. So listening to, I think probably the most recent one that probably made people look really weird is his thoughts on Woody Allen, which was like, what did he say? What are you doing? So he was just kind of like, he didn't understand why this is coming back up. Why are we talking about this? And it's like, I mean, I don't know. He really didn't seem like I would stop watching Woody Allen movies. And I'm like, y'all, I promise you, they're not as good as y'all say they are. Hot take.
Right.
I promise you, it's not. And it's just like, he seems very open to change, but I feel like he needs a shove in the back from somebody before change actually happens. That shit he pulled with Danielle was like, oh, we invited her, but she's not here. I'm like, y'all are talking about one episode, the night of the finale of Summer House. Girl, you realize we've had multiple episodes. You do realize there's this thing called a schedule. As someone, we both have jobs. If you give us a date, we can check our schedule to see if we're available. So you can miss me. That was some bullshit. I said, what? You came on anytime and you just didn't bring her on. And now you're saying something because people are like, where the heck is Danielle? She literally was the only cast member who was not on Watch What Happens Live. And she was full-time. She was not a friend of. So why wasn't she there?
Right. Oh, and then one more thing. So the reason why I mentioned maybe he doesn't know certain things is because, so my husband is white. My husband is white. My husband is not American. He's British.
Oh.
But sometimes when I talk to him and he mentions something or asks something and I'm like, wait, what? But then he says, well, he's like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Or sometimes he will ask, well, is this bad? And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, he's like, I don't know, period. So, so that's what sometimes I think maybe with Andy, that's what it is. Because here's the deal. If you are doing certain things, or if you think a certain way and no one corrects you and says, hey, that's kind of problematic, and this is why. Sometimes if they don't have people to explain to them,
it's wrong.
It's wrong. You don't know what you don't know.
Right. And that's literally the dictionary definition of ignorance. It's like, it's because you just don't know. It's like, so then we have to look at what's the difference between you don't know or you don't want to know. So I can give you a good example of that. So I had a conversation with a family member and they were using really like homophobic language while we were watching a show. And I pulled them aside, like, can I talk to you about something? So I'm going to ask you to stop saying that. Stop using the F word, please. And they just looked at me, it was like, huh. It was like, and the first thing they said was, is it like the N word? I said, yes. They said, thank you. I won't do that anymore. So the thing about it is, it's like, I'm saying that to somebody that I like love. I don't have to be so jarring, but also it's just like, for me, it's like, I just can't attack you unless you're a complete stranger and I'm a digging your ass. But if you're somebody I care about, I'm like, I'm saying this to you because I think you should know. So a lot of people is like, you don't know what you don't know. And I know we're living in 2021 where we're thinking like, everybody should just know this. And it's like, everyone where? Everybody is not on social media. I'm like, y'all, like, I need people to like disengage from thinking social media dictates everything. I'm like, baby, it's not. If you look at politics, you should actually know that's not how this is going, because everybody's social media is a curated bubble. So it's like, baby, don't look at like Twitter and think everybody just knows this stuff. They don't.
Right. And now that being said, I will light your ass up if you're my white friend and you say something and I say, hey, listen, as a friend, I need to tell you that what you said is not cool. And I know you're not coming from a bad place. So I'm going to tell you what you said is not cool. And this is why. And I will break it down for you. Now, if after I break it down for you, you come out of pocket and say, well, no, you just don't get it, then your ass gets that.
Yeah. But, like, please don't ask me to like go flamethrower on your ass if I'm taking the time, because I care about you, to like literally give you some perspective and give you some education. Like the emotional labor that literally we shouldn't be doing, but sometimes we're like, we have to do it because quiet as it kept, a lot of us, that y'all quote unquote put us as woke thought leaders, somebody had to educate us. And we weren't saying like, oh, I couldn't learn because they weren't being nice to me. That's not how learning works.
Right. And I have had friends. I have had I grew up in Europe. So the majority of my friends, old friends, are white. And I've had friends who have done that. And I've said, listen, this is why it's not cool. And they have said, like, your relative, oh, I didn't know.
No,
I
thank
apologize.
you for telling me. Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. And now I know.
Yeah. Because my family member was like, thank you for always standing up, and they said, don't ever stop doing that. Just keep doing it. Because when I say these things or I talk about like transphobia, homophobia, someone really said to me, like, why do you talk so much about this? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you seem so, you seem so involved. It's like, is it because someone in your life is gay or trans? And I was like, I know trans people, but that's not the reason why I did it. I'm like, I don't see, for some people, and I've noticed, and you probably noticed, for some white people, non-black people, when you have them care about black issues, they gotta have like some kind of buy-in. I'm like, baby, I don't need a buy-in. Humanity is my buy-in. That's it. But for some people, like, I need some sort of buy-in. It's got to be a friend of mine, my child, my spouse, or it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. But for some people, they need to see it and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't get it, but I also get it at the same time.
Right. And you can't use that excuse of these blah, blah, blah is too old. You can't use that excuse because, another example with that, my grandfather, I didn't have a relationship with him until he was like 99. We met up when he was like 99 years old. I went to spend time with him. I brought my white husband with me. And he did not have a problem with it. And that to me was my learning of, oh, okay, so if he's almost 100 years old and does not have a problem with it because he pulled me aside and told me he didn't have a problem with it, then your 60-year-old grandmother has no excuse.
Pretty much. You'll be surprised. It's like, oh no, people are just too old. I'm like, that's not an excuse not to educate people. There are people who literally spent maybe first 20, 30, 40 years of their life not being able to read. So we not teach them how to read because they're too old? That's not how this works.
And P.S., if your grandma can get on Facebook and use a computer, she's not too old.
She's not. Literally, that's the biggest, like, that, I think once they open it up, because it's like, you remember when Facebook used to just be for like college students, 4-year college students. Then they started adding certain community colleges. Then they added high schools. And then they went, oh, just let all their asses on in here. And it's like, okay. It's like, and then you saw this like demographic of older people getting on Facebook. They're like, yeah, they're the biggest like rising demographic on Facebook. I'm like, that's so interesting.
So okay. So if there was a hierarchy of what just annoys you the most about racism and Bravo, what annoys you the most?
the apologist for it. The, oh no, you shouldn't think about that. Literally the racism apologist. It's like, that is literally the thing. It's like sometimes it's not even the person doing it. It's the people who literally are throwing on capes, hopping over grenades. So because they like that person's social media or if this is their favorite show. That's like high key at the top of my list of stop apologizing for this bullshit. It's like sometimes it's not even an offense. It's y'all reaction to the offense. Because my God, I'm like, why are y'all doing all of this? You're dead ass wrong. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like, God, y'all make this worse. It could just go if you just said, hey, I was wrong. No, we got to make clubhouse rooms to say Jen is human. We shouldn't throw her away. No one said anything about throwing anybody away. No one said that. But y'all making clubhouse rooms, going threads, going think pieces, going on Twitter, hopping in people's comments. Don't talk about my person. It's like, girl, you don't know these people. Why y'all looking like donkeys on this damn app behind somebody who don't even fucking know who you are?
Right.
Y'all get on my nerves. See, yeah, that's at top for me.
and that goes like both ways as far as there are some Black stands out there too that will get just as crazy.
I have an off mic story to tell you about that. But yeah,
okay,
it's like, really?
Because were you there when I had the room? Because my room is, so for those of you who don't know, if you ever go on Clubhouse on Wednesdays, I co-moderate a room with Jessica. And we do deep dives into different reality stars.
It's such a good room. I love it. I'm like, yes, I love deep dives.
And so it's called the Bravo Detective Agency. And one day we did a deep dive on Kenya Moore.
Oh, girl. I can only imagine. I think I wasn't there. I may have been recording. I think either I was at the end or I wasn't there. I can only imagine. Can I just tell you, pre-Brooklyn, I was like, fuck Kenya, and now post Brooklyn is very cute. Her social media, but also last season I was like, so y'all gonna be mad at me in a minute because how did I get here that I'm defending Kenya Moore? Because she ain't all that wrong. I'm like, hi, hello, HR here. You can't fuck a stripper at work. You're at work. I'm sorry, girl. Go to the hotel. If he gonna fuck you there, he'll fuck you in the hotel room. Get a fuck like why? Girl, Kenya didn't install no cameras. And if she ain't said you don't think it would have came up.
So this, now we weren't even trashing Kenya. That's the thing. We weren't even like trashing her.
Y'all were just talking, y'all were more objective about it.
And here's the deal too. My room, it's an equal opportunity room. Right. I can like you. Even if I like you, I'll still talk about you. I don't care.
Right. It's like, free fall. Go ahead.
And so, oh my God, you would have thought that I said that Kenya eats babies or something. And this one person I had to move them to the audience because they were ready to fight.
What?
They were ready to fight. Yeah.
Baby, y'all, I promise y'all, Kenya Moore does not know who you are. Portia Williams does not know who you are. Monique Samuels, because that was when people were like, you mean to tell me? Yes, I do.
Like, have you seen a lot of toxic stands, toxic standum?
Absolutely. The Monique stands wore me out. And mind you, I am an old school Housewives watcher. And so I'm a Nene Leakes fan. I can actually say she is a gold star housewife. Mount Rushmore of housewives, Nene is there. So I am sitting here like, wow. So I've seen how toxic it can get with everything going on for certain housewives. To watch people move that goalpost is hilariously wild to me.
Right. Like the stand, like the Cameron stand yesterday or the other day, that was like, on Clubhouse, that's like that's like Tiffany Moon's a bitch and Tiffany Moon is, and I'm like, wait a minute.
What? Like, really? It really bugged you that Asian woman told that white woman she's pronouncing niche and typhoid instead of typhoon shot. It bothers you, but you don't think it's fucked up that she's equating eating chicken feet, which Tiffany, take me to dim sum. I would love to go with you. I will try everything on there. Okay. The fact that you're comparing that to your pink puppy dog food that I can't get on the Amazon, girl, fuck you. It's like, why do you compare it to dog food? I'm sorry, were you eating this dog food before the chicken feet? Let me know.
And you know, it's like, so I kind of want to shift and try to get a little positive. What do you think we can do to fix this?
Literally, they're gonna have to do the big chop that Roni did all those years ago, and they're gonna have to bring. Yeah, no more. We can't do tokens. Tokens works in arcades. It doesn't work on reality TV. Y'all gonna have to get more enlightened people. And I know there is the whispers. I think there was a whisper that Claudia could have been there. Sure. I'm like, the more I watch back, I'm like, I kind of don't mind Claudia. At the time, I was like, I don't know if I like this girl, but you know, I think she's good for reality TV. But literally, it's like what, 5 women on that show? 4 of them can go. And yes, I am talking about Deandra. I'm like, I don't mind Deandra there. I think she can get better, but ma'am, you're saying I redeemed myself at this reunion by protecting Tiffany, and I'm like, did you? That's not what my eyes saw on this reunion. But again, y'all taped for like 10 or 12 hours during the day. However, it didn't look like that y'all didn't stand up. So yeah, Brandy can go off and raise like her beautiful children. Her talk. So I will say this positively about Brandy. Her story about her getting pregnant is beautiful. And my heart really does break for her losing like her daughter. Thankfully, was not like harmed immensely during the car accident, but losing your mother-in-law is kind of heavy. So it's kind of like, baby, you can go off and have your miracle baby that your kid is, you know, thank God was not really harmed during this accident. But yeah, you can go. Stephanie can go. It's like, because if Brandy goes, Stephanie need to go too. I'm sorry, they are a set. It's like you can't have one without the other. So that, and I don't know if you remember that one part of the season where they weren't talking and we're like, we don't know what the fuck they're not talking. I was like, why are y'all not talking again? And then it's like, I'm sorry, why are y'all not friends right now?
And here's the deal. And you know what I realized? I realized why I get so mad. So I remember when the show started, and I liked Brandy.
Yeah.
I liked her when they did the stuff with the practical jokes and with like the poop and all that stuff. I liked her. Yeah. I thought she was funny. And I think it's kind of a punch. I didn't know how you feel about it, but as a person of color, sometimes it's a punch in the gut when one of the people on the show that you liked turns out to be a racist.
Yeah, no. Every time I'm like, fuck, man, I can't just like anybody, can I? Because that's how I feel about Bethany.
Right.
It's just like, really? Come on, Bethany. Are you serious? Really? Ugh. Because I was definitely in the Shaw Squad. And then I need to find out who put that tweet out, because it's the beginning of the season. And they're like, you think you know who the fan favorite's going to be, but I can tell you at the end of the semester, it's not going to be who you think. It's like,
right.
Oh, no. I'm like, oh, come on now. No. And then.
And so I think that's why it stings so much, because it's like,
yeah.
Like, what were we joking about today on Clubhouse? The Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you.
Yes. Every time, that is all of us. Every time our faves fuck up, it's like, I was, when my mother yells at me, it's because she loves me. I'm like,
right.
Shut the hell up. What are you doing?
Right.
No, stop talking to me like you crazy. But it's like, we're also like, oh, we were rooting for you. What are you doing? Ugh.
Now, do you think these shows can be saved?
Yeah. It's a tentative yes. That was a very pregnant pause. But yes, if certain things happen. If you get rid of a lot of those folks, yes. If apparently, since Tiffany Moon is her alleged friend, is she saying that's her friend? Then maybe bring some more people of color on that show. I think when Leanne was in Dr. Monica's room, she said she knows she was trying to bring Black women on the show. Bethany is also alleged that she's been trying to do that, and I'm like, Bethany, I hear you, but part of me is like, but did you really?
And it's so funny because, and I could agree with you. I could see the network not listening to Leanne. I could totally see them doing that.
But Bethany?
But Bethany was kind of like Candy, where she had some clout.
Correct. She's friends with Andy. I'm like, girl, y'all are like buddies, apparently, while he was still a Bravo employee. So that was odd to me. It's like, so why didn't they work out?
Right.
Huh. Why did it work out?
Right.
Weird.
Right. And it's, you know, and I've come to a realization too. I know I will probably never be on Watch What Happens Live as Bravo's favorite podcaster. I know that I will probably never get Andy Cohen on my show. I know that I will probably end up on some Bravo stay away from this show list. But you know what? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because your show is great. So like, don't be blacklisting my buddy Les. Don't sleep on Les.
And it's just like, you know, like I said, as a Black content creator, I need to speak out.
And that's the thing, when you like do that, when you're like, you're speaking out, you are running a risk, because they're like, if you want the white gaze, and you're like, yeah, but I like seeing myself in the mirror. And it's like, I can't look at myself and then go, let me dim myself or diminish what I feel just so I can get to a certain level. It's like, yeah, but will I stay at that level?
And, you know, because I've seen some podcasters, I'm not going to mention any names, but who claim to be our, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing. Right. To be, be down with people of color and then do things. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. See, that's why it's the power of the group chat. It's like, yeah, let me just, or keep it in the dress. I'm like, y'all, everybody who wants to be spicy on the gram, or, you know, hot on the social medias, on the Twitters, and get y'all tweets off, baby. Sometimes y'all need to keep that shit in the drafts. It's fine. I promise you, if you don't tweet that, nothing's going to happen. If you don't get your tweet off, like, I got to get this joke off, or you can leave it in drafts, because I have so many drafts. I'm like, what the fuck was this for? I don't know. I'm going to delete it. I don't know. The moment has passed.
Right. And like I told you off mic, I love talking about Bravo shows. Yeah. I love reading these Bravo books. But if things don't change, the show is called The Reality Reading Rainbow, not the Bravo Reality Reading.
Check that.
Just saying. But let's try to leave on a positive note. Let's try to think of something positive.
It has to, if it's Bravo related, it's Top Chef. It is so good this season. And I think I said it in a show early, one of the rooms earlier. I was like, because they were talking about, like, you know, how it's like COVID and how is it affecting the editing of the shows. And I was like, one big bright spot I can think of is Top Chef. It's like, this show has not suffered with the content and how the measure of the quality of the content because of COVID, but also Top Chef is one of my favorite shows. I don't have to really, it is about food, and I will give it to Top Chef. When they talk about cultural food, there's some sensitivity there. There's some cultural maturity there. Cause I think it was last week where they were, cause I think they're in Portland this year, and they brought in tribe members of indigenous tribes, and they were so careful and very, very culturally conscious about the foods, and so much so that the tribe members noticed it. They're like, we appreciate that y'all care about our culture. So for me, Top Chef is that show for me right now. It's that girl. It really is. It's like, I'm just like, focus on the food, focus on the competition. And I'm like, and I'm loving it. It's like, I'm here with Top Chef. I'm like, y'all, I'm not watching some of y'all housewives. I'm gonna watch Top Chef because All Stars last season was really good too.
Uh, Now, okay, so for me,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a shocker because this show came up and sneak attacked me.
Oh,
The show that I am loving right now is Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
oh my God, yes. Oh my, it's so good this season. I was like, wow.
I hated this show last season. I made it maybe an episode and a half. I thought it was boring.
Right.
I just couldn't get into it. This I don't know if
I love
their break and ate their Wheaties or took a nap or did some yoga or something, but this show is so good.
You know what I think it is, Les? Nobody from last season came back. I said, damn, there's nobody, everybody gone. And it's like, I think that's what it is. It's like literally everybody is gone. No familiar faces, all of them gone. I think that really did help it because man, this was good. Because I binged it because I was like, yeah, I don't know. Because the first season I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then Raven from Bitches Better podcast was like, she would like put up these stories and I said, should I watch it? She was like, I mean, if you like Below Deck, you should watch it. And I ended up binging it and I liked the season more than I liked the reunion. I was like, y'all gonna have to do something different if y'all bring this back. And I'm so good. Whatever they did, I am loving it. It's like, I love Sailing Yacht.
And especially with that who's the daddy thing going on right now.
I'm like, oh, this is not, I need to know. Cause I'm like, I think they did their reunion already, but I don't remember now.
And yeah, it's just, it's so, whoever turned this show around, I am so proud of that.
Yeah, and it's like they were technically a COVID show too, because this is technically filmed in COVID. And they are another show that, it doesn't really seem like COVID really affected them to a certain extent. I think they only had one charter where it was like a COVID scare, but for the most part, it's like COVID did not change the quality. I'm like, but
okay, I just thought of something too.
What?
Okay, so like I like regular Below Deck too.
Yeah.
But lately I've been finding myself going, Captain Lee, please don't say anything racist. I like you, Captain Lee. Please don't. Please don't.
See, come on. Because I watched the season with Simone, the third street. I need to talk to Dave and Jim because I really, really, really want to have a room to discuss the third stew position on Below Deck. All of them. Because my God, the deep dive on the third stew is like, y'all, I'm trying to think of a really good third stew and I am lost.
And even when Simone was on that season,
I was watching don't say anything. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what we about to do? Because even remember that charter guest would not leave her alone.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, we're just going to move you. And it's like, so while you can't, this person is paying for the service, but I want to know why none of y'all sat down with Simone to talk to her. Like, hey, we're going to do this. It was kind of like y'all just said it while she was in the laundry room. So we're going to put you away from him and just put you in here. Not, how are you feeling? Are you okay? There was no conversation and that bothers me. And I'm like, why didn't Lee force that? Why didn't he actually make it a choice? It's like y'all acted like it was no big thing. And you don't know her trauma. What if she's like a victim of sexual assault? Captain Lee. So, nose open guy. I got really nose open for Captain Lee. It's like he's still the stud of the seas, but we see each other.
And you know what? And when it comes to that too, I'm always open to an explanation of, hey, we filmed blah 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 blah, but they didn't show it. That to me, that's an excuse. That's an excuse that I will accept. Is we did sit her down, we did talk to her, but they didn't show it. I'm fine with that. Yeah,
because notice it didn't even come up. It's like it didn't even come up. Like we talked about it because one, it's like I'm like I enjoyed Kate Chastain sans that one situation with the third stew Caroline, which See, I like you, Kate, but I can't rock with what you did to her because I swear we would have been fighting on that boat if you had turned up that volume in front of my door. I'd have picked up that thing and threw it at her head.
Right.
Like, we would have been fighting. I'm like, you're not writing this. And then I watched a lot of the fandom going, no, she's right. I'm like, no, she's more popular. That's what this is.
Right.
It's like,
right.
It's like, did y'all see the same thing I did? I was like, wait a minute, y'all think this shit is okay? It's like,
But and then another show that I give positive feedback for is Summer House. Was another one with Sierra this season where I was like, okay, don't say, please don't.
You're watching.
Don't.
You watched it last season with Jules, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I was as much as I say Carl is like everybody's babe. We want to ride his beard, but it was not lost on me that he lost his mind the way he was talking to Jules. So much so that they talked about it at the beginning. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only person who noticed that y'all treating her different. Why are you yelling at her like that, Carl? So it's like I was nose open to see what y'all gonna do with Sierra. What y'all about?
So that and even to the point where, and this wasn't even right. I think they were kind of in the wrong. But when they were defending her, I'm like, okay, they're defending. Okay, they're defending her.
Right. It's kind of like you go, but y'all not writing this. But I'm glad y'all defending Sierra.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's right. She has boundaries, Luke. What?
But I was like, you guys are totally wrong, but you're defending her, so you get a pass.
Okay, so is it just me that she's like, don't text me after 9? We're in the same fucking house. So don't text you. So can I knock on the door at 9 a.m.? What are you talking about? It's like, that's right. Boundaries. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess.
and the fact that, and to this day, and people have been saying, well, maybe it's a question of you didn't see everything going on, but I'm going to stand by my stance of she made it through this season without having to school anybody about race.
Correct.
With anybody making some stupid remark, without anybody saying, can I touch your hair? Or do you, or you're black, do you need sunscreen? Shit like that.
I'm so glad none of that happened.
I'm convinced that, because people are like, well, you don't know what's on the cutting room floor. I'm convinced that nothing happened.
So same, because I feel like with everything that's coming out with Summer House, somebody would have came out with it. So I really liked when her and Danielle were having that conversation on the beach and they were just sitting there listening and they did not insert themselves or try to like diminish it. I was like, thank you. Let these two women of color have this conversation about what it's like to be in white corporate America. It's like, let them do that.
And obviously Sierra was popular because they're bringing her back for Winter House. So,
correct. Yeah.
So, obvious. And even on the reunion, you could tell that even though she was kind of on Team Hannah, you could tell that everybody liked Sierra.
They were like, you're Team Hannah, but we still kind of fuck with you though. So it's cool. We fuck with you. So it's
and you could see that even like the downtime when Hannah and Kyle had that fight. But then during the downtime, where Sierra was sitting on the couch with Amanda, and they were Amanda and Paige, and they were like chatting. So you could tell they like her.
Yeah, because they're like, oh yeah, we know you're Team Hannah, but we still kind of fuck with you. So so you're cool. So I'm like, yeah, see, she's wrong on some of these things because it's like my head went when she was just like, I'm not really a girl's girl. I'm like, So at first I was like, this is going to be a problem. And then you realize then you watched her literally be a girl's girl. So I'm like, that's very weird that you made this, disclaimer about you. But then we see that you seem to really be a girl's girl. So don't understand. But I don't know why you said that, but okay. Weird.
But but the fact that and don't you think it's kind of sad that this is our criteria for whether
like just don't be racist. It's like, why is that our criteria? It's like, I'll enjoy it as long as y'all not being racist. They're like, but what if it's just bad? Look, I don't have good or bad. I have racist or not racist. That's it.
Like, and the
how did we get here?
Right. And the fact that, okay, they didn't say anything racist, and she was totally in the wrong, and they were defending her, but they didn't do anything racist. So okay, fine.
It's like, how did we get here? That's hilarious. We're like, well, at least they weren't racist, but she's wrong. Yeah, but they were racist to her.
Right.
See, silver lining. See, Rainbow after the storm. That is the best. We are our best. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, I know. Y'all don't even want it to be good. Yes, no, we just want no racism.
No racism.
We're good.
You know?
No racism. Just it's like it's a trash show. Yeah, sure, but no racism. So
but no racism. No, you know.
It's like we are our best. We're just like, yeah, no, we're good. It's like no racism. That's all I need.
It's like this show's worse than Southern Charm Savannah, but no racism, so no, it's okay.
Child. and that's a lot saying about Savannah. Ooh. I really tried with that. I
did too.
Yeah, I don't want to see no more Southern white people, y'all. I just bring back New Orleans, okay? I need Tamika back in my life.
Did you hear that there is a rumor swirling around that there still is a chance for Southern Charm Nola to come back?
Yeah. And they technically didn't like cancel it. It's just like they put it on hiatus, which
but the rumor swirling around too was that it was supposed to come back, but then COVID happened.
Oh.
Like they were going to start filming. The rumor was they were going to start filming, and then COVID hit, which tracks. It does track.
I mean, yeah.
And New Orleans was one of the worst cities.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's so funny when I think about, like, we talk about, like, we're all talking about this blackness and cultural sensitivity. I'm like, it's not lost to me that the Marvelous Mrs Maisel is not back yet. It's supposed to come back last fall.
Oh my God, the Marvelous Mrs Maisel was so good.
It's so good. It was like, I did a recap with it with another black podcaster. And he's like, we these blackity black podcasters go, we love Maisel.
Stephanie.
We love Midge, okay?
Stephanie, we can talk about this off mic if you want. I just had an idea. Do you want to do a Mrs. Maisel recap show?
Oh my God! Oh, you kidding me? I love Midge. I love Midge.
Midge, I was at the end, without revealing spoilers, at the end of last season, I was like, what's Midge gonna do? What's Susie gonna do?
It was like, and the bad part about that whole episode, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? No!
Because Midge is fucked.
Oh my God. I was sitting here like, girl, no, why would you do this? No, Midge, are you kidding me? I was like, girl, no.
And I watched the season twice.
Yeah.
And it took the second viewing. Okay, so if you haven't watched Mrs. Maisel season 3, close your ears for a second and go la 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 la. Are you la-lying? Okay, so it took the second viewing for me to realize that Shy and the manager were actually a couple.
Oh, bro, I gotta rewatch it. See, you're gonna make me rewatch it. I'm gonna go, oh my God. Yes, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me.
It was very subtle.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, see, now Les, you're gonna make me rewatch the show, and I have no problem. You don't have to threaten me with a good time, because Maisel is the tits. And I know, see, Zachary Levi is a tall, handsome white man, but beautiful gown. Sometimes he needs to shut the fuck up.
Right.
But he's amazing in Maisel, and his scenes in the last season was like, now I just want to go fuck him. Okay, gotta go climb that tree, because my God.
But Maisel, that third season, they went there. They did it. They went there. And it was good. It was not they went there without being preachy or like
correct.
Or like what does Wendy Williams do? Like
here's your flowers. Can we talk now? I'm like, girl, I'm sorry. That lives rent free in my head. I'm like, ma'am. Wendy is like, look, I'm tired. Leave me alone. But yes. I gotta watch third season again, because my God, it's good.
It's very subtle.
It. Oh my God. Now I gotta watch it again, because man, I love Maisel. And Susie as a veteran from Mad TV.
And I
heard.
love how this has turned into a Mrs. Maisel.
I thought y'all saw something Bravo, but yeah, y'all should be watching The Marvelous Mrs Maisel.
Because you know that she was going to quit show business, and she had already bought property in Spain, and her family were going to move to Spain. And this audition came up, and she said, "Okay, I'll do this one last audition, and then that's it." And that's what she booked.
Oh my God. And she's so good too. Well, I'm so glad she is not in Spain. I mean, I wouldn't mind her just love being in Spain, but I'm glad she's not.
And that show, it's like the perfect casting. It's perfect. And so, yes, Stephanie, it's a deal. I have it on tape. So we are going to do, when Mrs. Maisel starts, we are going to do a Marvelous Mrs. Maisel recap podcast.
Yes, oh my God, it's so good, y'all. It's like, mind you, we black people, it's so funny. Every time I think we're black people, and we're like, y'all, we talking about this white people that is in a part of history that, people like us, not really all that prominent, okay?
Right.
And it's still like, this show is so good. I feel like Game of Thrones all over again.
and Midge likes black people. So there you go.
That part. It's like, because one, this is also a prominent Jewish family, folks. So there's a lot going on. It's a lot there. Okay. So a lot to work with.
And yeah, Midge likes black people. So
hello. Hello. You're like, why the hell y'all like this show? I'm like, y'all don't understand. It's so good. And I love how black people love it. It's like we sound like Game of Thrones because people are like, oh my God, why y'all not watching Game of Thrones? They're like, why is it a hit? Because black people like it.
And here's another true story. So I started out as a stand-up comedian, and then I fell into storytelling, right?
Okay.
And so, like, I got hooked. Are you familiar with The Moth?
Why does that sound familiar?
It's a radio show, The Moth. It's on NPR, and it's just people telling stories.
Oh, okay. See, I need to get back into NPR because I swear it's like I gotta throw my black card away because I don't know about NPR.
So basically, my career trajectory, I can't believe we've like hit the gamut on stuff we've been talking about. So I started out doing stand-up, but then I fell into storytelling and doing solo shows. And so I tour and I make my living doing solo shows and as a storyteller, right? Well, after The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, because of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, got back into stand-up. And I am now in stand-up solely because of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 3.
Because I was going to ask you after we got it, because I saw your story. I'm like, oh, he's a comedian? Wait a minute. Let's peel back the layers. Onions have layers.
So basically, I'm an actor and I work as an actor, but the majority of the living I make is through storytelling and through doing one-man shows. And I normally tour, but COVID kicked that in the ass. But I've been doing, but the funny thing is like last year, I was supposed to tour. And even though I wasn't able to physically tour because of Zoom, I toured anyway. I just did all my shows on Zoom.
Nice.
But because of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I fell back into stand-up. And so now I'm doing stand-up again.
Nice. Oh my God. You know what, Les? I'm like this. I want to see this on other people's shows, but I would love to see you and Sasha from the Bravo Breakdown. It's like, y'all together would be amazing because she's an actress too. So it's like, ooh. It's like, I would love it.
And then it's crazy because then podcasting is another thing. I just kind of fell into podcasting. Like I started to, I kind of fell into it. And because I have another podcast that's where I have 2 co-hosts and we talk about Hallmark movies and Lifetime movie shows. But then doing this podcast, like I said, it was about books. It was, I wasn't going to be doing interviews, but I interviewed someone and realized I love interviewing people. And that's how I started interviewing people as well.
Nice. Oh, wow. Look at that. Y'all, we are peeling it back. We are peeling back the layers. This is exciting. Oh my God. It's like, oh, what?
This has been fun. How long have we been recording now? I'm looking. I'm
like 90 minutes, I think.
Right? So how can my listeners find you, and how can they find your podcast?
Well, if you look like Carl Radke, I'll open my DMs. I'm kidding. You guys, kidding. I'm not, though. I'm not. Okay, so you can find the Mocha Minutes Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, same handle, Mocha Minutes. You could also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's sunshine_grams. And also, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes. You can find me anywhere there. You can find the podcast wherever you find podcasts, except for SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is for DJs and rappers, y'all, not for podcasts. I'm just saying. I'm like, you will find some amazing DJs on there. You'll find some really great hot rappers with some hot bars. But podcasts, they don't have the bandwidth on SoundCloud. I'm sorry. They don't. It's like they don't.
So there you go. Follow her, listen to her podcast, and apparently we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other when season 4 of the Marvelous Mrs Maisel starts.
Like, y'all need to watch Midge, and I want to tell y'all that I feel like we didn't use the selling point, but if y'all are a This Is Us fan and y'all know how that show is a snack warehouse. Sterling K. Brown is on season 3, looking all sorts of delicious. Like, I'm sorry, that is Sterling Snacky Brown. Okay, no K, snacky.
And he's who we were talking about when you were lying. You didn't watch the show.
It was just like, see, now Les, you're gonna make me go back and watch and go, oh yeah.
Telling you.
And I was like, ooh. Yeah, and also Wanda Sykes did a really good job.
Yes.
She was really good.
As Mom's Mabley, yes.
And it's kind of like, you wouldn't think of her as Mom Mabley, and then you go, no, it tracks. No. I feel like what other person to play a comedian than a black female comedian, then another black female comedian.
Well, anyway, this has been fun. I'm exhausted.
Thank you so much for having me, Les. This is so much fun. We're always in a room. I'm like, I was going to say, hey, this is Les. Yes, Les is here. Look, we created our own, like, I literally have put us all, we have our own, we're the Church of Shade in Club Bravo. I'm like, I don't know why Dave don't like, he's like,
right?
What you doing? It's like, first of all, it's fun. And it's like, look, we got Bishop Brandon, we have Pastor Les, and I'm Associate Pastor Stephanie. I'm like, look, like, someone call me Bishop. Nope, y'all, it's Brandon. Look, I know my position. I got 3 more tests to take before
But here's the thing about Dave, man. If you mention that to him as a joke, we'll be having a church of...
You're right. They be like, here comes the Church of Shade. The doors are open. They're like, what?
I tell you, the Bravo Detective Agency, we literally were just joking. We and Jessica were just joking around. And the next thing I know, I'm getting a text saying, that's a really good idea. Would you two be interested in doing it as a room?
You're like, sure, that'll work. He's like, it will, won't it? It will work. Because I love it. I'm like, damn, y'all in these deep dives. I was like, oh. Because when we were playing the game of who do you think this is, with like people who have like getting the PPE loads, I was like, what? I'm saying PPE, PPP. Is it 3 Ps?
PPP. Well, and it's funny, between Jessica, who I don't know how she gets her information.
Like, how did you find this out?
Jessica, through doing her little research, hooked me up with like someone who I'm interviewing next week. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wow.
And then little Andrew is, because he's only like, I think 16 or 17.
Shut up. Oh, boy.
But he gets his info like his dad has some hookup or something. I'll tell you about this off mic.
That is
I'll
crazy.
tell you about this. And this is, I'll tell you off mic, but this is something that he's told us in the room and on the podcast before. So it's no secret, but yeah.
Now I'm intrigued. I was like, wow, I need to be there from start to finish because I swear I'd be missing stuff if I'm not there start to finish. Because I wonder if Louis' fiance ever came back to any of the rooms.
Right.
I was like, wait, is she being serious right now? I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
I was texting Kendrick from Housewives of Bar. I was like, do you know who is in this room right now? He said, what?
Right.
Like, yes. He said,
the people that show up in the rooms,
you'll be like, how did y'all know about, why y'all here? Like Leah and Ebony were in rooms last night. And it was just like, why are y'all in these rooms? Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. But I mean, I like you being here, but it's still like,
well, like the other day I was in Club Bravo and Bevy Smith was in the audience.
She just popped up. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, I fangirled out because I think at the Below Deck room from last weekend, Adrian from first season of Below Deck was there. And I was like, I am having a moment.
Right.
Homegirl now follows me and she wants to start a podcast. I'm like, girl, I can give you some tips if you want. She's like, oh, for real?
Right.
Like, oh, okay. We're doing it.
Right.
And also, Adrian Chief Stew is actually a chef. I'm like, you're a
really?
what? Yeah, she is a chef. I said, oh, huh. I did not know that. But she's like, yeah, I have to go get ready, guys. I got to go serve lunch. I was like, wait, what?
Right. Right.
Amazing.
So yes, people, if you are not on Clubhouse yet, go and join it. Join it. You will not be disappointed, especially if you are a Bravo fan or even a TLC fan, because those people show up too.
There's a lot of Married at First Sight and 90 Day Fiance rooms. I'm like, I watched Married at First Sight this season. I don't know anything else. I don't know.
And before I say goodbye, Stephanie, you need to watch Married at First Sight Australia, and it's on tonight.
Wait, is it just
starting? On tonight? It's halfway through.
Okay.
But you can still catch on.
Oh, I can binge it this weekend. So. And
you need to watch it tonight or you will be doing yourself a disservice as a human being if you don't watch it tonight.
Are there episodes 2 hours like the American one?
Yes, but it's 2 hours, but it's 2 hours well spent. Because this is so for Married at First Sight Australia, this is how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they all get married, right? Mm-hmm. And they all live in an apartment building or like a condo building.
Oh.
And so how it works with Married at First Sight Australia is they socialize more. And so every week they have a dinner party where they go to this dinner party, all of them, and the therapists observe them. And then the next day, they have a commitment ceremony. And at the commitment ceremony, the couple goes and sits in front of everybody and they air out their grievances. And at the end, they go, do you want to stay or do you want to leave? So if both people put that they want to leave, they leave.
What?
But if one person says they want to leave and one person says they want to stay, they have to stay.
Oh my, okay, say less. That's it. Let me say less, because I'm in for this. I'm here for this, because my God. And somebody who's spiteful, like, no, I'm gonna just keep saying this to make you suffer.
No, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Like, and so right now, the thing that's happening, I won't tell you who it is, but there's a couple having an affair. And so they keep putting stay so that they can continue to hook up.
Oh my God. Let me add this. Child, I'm all ready. Yep. Let me just go on and watch this.
Yeah.
Let me go on and watch this because this is my kind of carrying on.
So they're making so this one couple, like this man and this guy and this girl hate each other, and so she keeps on putting stay so she could hook up with the other guy, and the guy who she's with is like, why do you keep on doing this? We hate each other. I just want to go home.
Oh my God. I am so fucking ready for this. This is gold. I love this. Oh my
So you need to be watching Married at First Sight Australia.
Seriously. Let me just add it to put it in my DVR. But I'm gonna go up and watch.
And so there's 2 seasons of it. There's 9 seasons of it, really. Mm-hmm. But on Lifetime, there's 2 seasons of it.
Okay.
And so what they did, so last year they showed the season after this one, mm-hmm. but it was so popular they went back and showed the earlier season because unlike this one, sometimes they'll bring people back for another season.
Okay.
So the one last year, there was a girl on there who they brought back from this season. Mm-hmm. And so when they showed this season and showed what she went through and why they brought her back, I was like, oh, they owed her this. They owed her one.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Yeah. See, now I got to get into it. That's the thing. We're gonna branch out from reality TV, branch out from Bravo. We still enjoy it, but hello, I'm loving like own reality, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville and the Bell Collective. Those are both Carlos King, y'all, if y'all don't know. And my God, it's good.
And that's why I say, get your shit together, Bravo.
I'm just saying, together. Carlos King is at OWN, and he now has an overall deal. So right. Just say the word.
Get your shit together, Bravo, because like I said, it's called the Reality Reading Rainbow, not the Bravo Reality Reading Rainbow. I'm
just saying, the Bell Collective, y'all need to get into it, boo. Get into it. Because there's a whole bunch of mess and hair in a vending machine. I am not kidding.
Anyway, Stephanie, I could talk to you all day.
Oh, I could talk to you like all day. Y'all lucky we don't live in the same city. We be having our charcuterie board and drinking wine. It's like sitting here like just laughing our asses off because this shit. I had so much fun, Les.
So you hold on and don't hang up.
I will not.
Everybody else. Until next time, keep reading. Bye.